Hello, everyone, and welcome back to I've Got Next. I'm Austin, joined, as always, by Smeef Erickson.
There was some fuzzy text in the background. Oh, never mind. It popped in.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
As with everything in this game.
Well, we have finally, as the title says, made it to Black Rock Quarry.
Is this kind of like Unobtainium?
A little bit. I would say a little less cliche. It is the mystical rock-like substance that protects you from supernatural forces. Kind of like lead.
Ah. Well, it protects your genitals from X-rays.
Sure. That's what they want you to think. Right off the bat, let's get into this. My favorite new conspiracy theory.
All right.
So, a very, very raw, very fresh conspiracy theory that the real reason they got rid of lead-based paint was that it blocked 4G and wireless radiation.
Nothing to do with the children that ate the paint chips?
Nope, it was all a big ploy. It was all a scam. So you have to get the government's paint in your house.
So I bet you they say the same thing about asbestos.
Yeah. Because they didn't want you eating that sweet, sweet wall candy.
I gotta say, though, that Pink Panther insulation was tempting.
Yeah. I think it was tempting until the first time I touched it.
I went all in.
Yeah.
I remember it. God, I must have been it's an early memory. I can vaguely remember it, but I remember it being very unpleasant. I saw some.
Oh, yeah, it just...
Grabbed a handful, and as with anyone that age, it just goes right into the mouth.
Oh, that seems awful.
I remember spitting it out quickly because it didn't taste like cotton candy.
I never ate it. I did touch it and immediately, I say immediately, but then regretted it later.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it looks like you break out in hives.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man. I remember after 05 when the Katrina had hit, I worked with, our mutual friend Simon and Dylan and their dad doing I guess just doing construction because, well, I mean, like most other people, was just out of a job at that because of it. And a lot of old houses still had fiberglass insulation.
Yeah, gotta break out the respirators.
Oh no, we were raw dogging it.
I certainly wore mine.
Yes. No, we went in, we took in lungfuls of who knows what because that's what men do. Breathe in toxins.
I'm gonna be honest. I think that may have just been you. Oh.
See, this guy gets it.
The Ocean View Motel and Casino.
He actually smokes asbestos cigarettes.
Mm-hmm.
I stayed in countless motels.
I can't remember that one dictator. He had a coat that was actually made of asbestos.
Those roadside motels all
And his little party trick that he would always do is he would pretend to spill wine on his coat and he'd be like, "Ah, my coat!" And he'd take it off and throw it in the fire to clean it.
The Ocean View.
I remember this story, but I don't know who it belonged to.
I want to say it was like a French dictator or something like that. Not Napoleon. But yeah, I mean, hey, if it wasn't for the lung disease, it'd be a cool party trick.
Yeah. I used to work as a plumber's assistant briefly, and the party trick that the guy teaching me would show me is whenever we worked in a house with asbestos, so he would just hold a blowtorch to the underside of the house and go, "See, it'll never catch fire," as he just leaves it blackened and scorching.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I need to visit just to breathe easier for a while. It beats the numb, sterile apartment I spend my nights in.
I mean, you should
Isolated
pick a
from
different apartment then.
I'm wondering if, like, for this scene, they're like, look, we've got him for literally 1 minute. We're just gonna have to reuse the footage.
Oh noes! One of those things.
Yeah, glitch monster.
A ferrofluid.
I'd like to think that they were just, you know, coming down to the release date, and I said, I've got this monster, but I can't fix it. The texture keeps glitching. It's a feature.
I like to think that it's like an auteur director. And it's just like, it is perfect. Oh,
Whoa.
well,
What was with the landing?
fall damage.
No, she just did like a weird. Oh, okay. You tried to do a little hop before landing. You just did it a little late.
It's a failed superhero landing. But we are technically in another dimension, so things are floating.
Oh,
Yeah.
not what I expected.
Oh,
Yeah.
very Galactus. Galaxy,
Indeed.
Galaxy-ish. I'm gonna stop trying.
Hail Galactron.
Sounds like something from either Superman or Transformers.
I believe that was from Monsters vs. Aliens. A very underrated monster animated movie.
Reese Witherspoon, Seth Rogen, and
Hugh Laurie
yeah.
as a cockroach.
Ambrosia.
But I'm slightly apprehensive of this level. It's just because it's kind of a gauntlet of how many enemies you can survive in a big open area. And it tends to... I've never done this without dying before. I'll put it that way. But we'll just rig up these explosives.
Man,
You can actually do quite...
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, you can actually do quite a bit of this level without alerting the enemies at all. You just have to flip the switch at the end.
I really want them to have a technology to where I could literally just, as hard as I want to, throw batteries into a contraption.
And that's like installing them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've not yet figured out how to get past this guy without alerting everyone.
The explosions don't help.
I thought I was hitting the explosive button, but nope, I was actually picking up this information summary here. Apparently, if you work here for too long, you just kind of stare off in this middle distance, which is just true to life, because that's what I do at work as well after too long.
It's like any cubicle job. No offense to anybody who works cubicle jobs, but come on. You agree, right?
I take frequent walks around to clear my head.
Oh, what was that old saying that they used to say a lot at workplaces? If you got time to lean, you got time to clean.
Yes, we actually already made that joke.
Oh, did we?
Yep.
I'm gonna have to start taking notes.
It'll be nice once our work schedules get back to normal, so we can actually record these in some kind of timely manner.
Yeah.
Way to go, Jeffrey.
Yeah, Mr. Dahmer, employee of the month.
It always comes back to serial killers with you.
Yeah, no. You stick with the hits.
So now we have the fun thing of one of the guys that form up little shields and throw rocks at you. But as you can see, he's being healed because there's also one of those gates there.
Okay.
That makes everybody stronger.
The annoying thing.
Yep, there we go.
Oh, and it moves.
Yep. Teleports around. It's very annoying. Not a big fan, if I'm honest.
Nah. I mean, even though, logically speaking, an enemy has just as much right to heal as I do, but it still feels like cheating. Ow!
Yep. There went all my health. Alright. So we find ourselves in quite the predicament. Down to no health left. But we have killed their healer. And now it spawns a bunch of screamers. The hits keep coming. Oh.
It's like an all-emo boy band. Oh. Looks like a Metallica
Back
album.
to the goo screen. I
Boy,
think I might just fast forward this part.
yeah. Boy, I don't know who thought that would be a great idea. Metallica all gets together. Hey, let's have an album cover with man gravy and blood mixed together on it.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know what you're referencing.
It's a Metallica album cover.
And it has semen on it?
Yes. Well, that's what was said.
Huh.
In fact, you know, before I get anybody else fact checking me, I'm gonna jump ahead of that.
Yeah. We can cut this if it turns out
Yeah.
you remember some weird thing like hey, does anybody else remember penis inspection day at school? And the coach would take you in his office.
Oh, the cover of Metallica's Load album features a photographic study titled "Semen and Blood 3."
Well, there you go. Hey, look, we found some zombies. They have weird fungus on their heads.
I'm seeing a lot of borrowed concepts coming from this game. I'm not saying I'm sure.
I'm trying to remember what came first, this or Last of Us.
This was 2012.
Yeah, I think Last of Us was first. They are more mold than fungi, but it's hard to have the, I will say, not entirely original zombies coming from fungal infections and things. It's hard to do that without just being Last of Us.
Came a year after this game.
Well, there you go. So these were probably in development at the same time and just happened to think of the same thing.
And one had Troy Baker.
That's true. Although we haven't completed this, we don't know. Troy Baker might be here. But this is kind of what happens when you get near the mold too much. But it doesn't look like the mold really survives out here in the quarry.
Why is he doing a come at me bro walking stance?
Because he's hard. And now he's dead.
Oh.
That was Jeffrey.
Oh.
As all my summons are Jeffrey.
No thank you.
Oh, little side mission popping up.
Nice.
Now let me freak out because I almost overjumped.
Oh yeah, when you frantically start jumping everywhere when you think you're about to miss it.
Ooh, floaty things. Gonna remember to unlock the door this time so I don't have to do all that again.
I've never been into an underground quarry. Been into a few above ground ones.
We pick up from a few quarries around here, including some radioactive ones. Although we don't haul a lot of Class 7 stuff.
It just guy comes in from a delivery. Dave, what? Why are you glowing? oh yeah, I took one of the shiny rocks to give to Billy. He loves them.
That feels so good.
Throwing a missile back at him.
Just catch a rocket. Yeah. So now the very unfun way to play the game, which is to sit way back and just outdistance your opponents.
Mm-hmm.
Man, how did they get that caterpillar down here?
It dug its way down.
Nope, grabbed the wrong thing. Took a rocket in the face.
Ow.
I mean, you know. It's like I can understand getting a lot of this equipment down here through those elevators. I want to know how they got that front end loader down here.
I do like that, you know, there's obviously more stuff that's I guess that seems to be just a part of the scenery that you can't interact with, but they were pretty generous about being able to grab random objects to throw.
Oh yeah, and if you press the button and there's not something around for you to throw, it'll actually just pry stuff off of the ground. So you'll actually pull up random chunks of dirt and stuff like that. So we hit this point where both of those guys have shields, so by the time you wear their shields down again, they've already healed the damage you've done. So this thing really becomes priority number one. Woo!
Nice dodge. Sure that was on purpose.
Almost took a pipe to the face there. There we go.
Oh, okay, and it also gives like a little beacon of where they're at when you destroy it.
Yeah, well, that and when those suiciders spawn in, they kind of... It looks like they're teleport in from the USS Enterprise. Alright, once again, no health. But when you kill enemies, they drop health.
Ah.
Well, little bits of health. So if I can just get near where an enemy died, I can pick up some healing.
I'm actually quite interested by the technology of using organic cameras. The blood vessels that are coming from the
Oh, yeah.
the POV.
I want to assume that it's like... what was that?
Lucky too.
The underwater...
Oh.
No, the underwater movie where... Like people going to the Marianas Trench. Some kind of alien. I think it was based on the Crichton novel. But they... In order to get that far down, you have to breathe water. Or you have to breathe a liquid. So they use kind of like amniotic fluid.
Abyss.
The Abyss, yeah.
That was some really early and well done CG in that movie.
Yeah, I need to watch that again, see if it holds up. I haven't seen that in forever.
I watched it about a year ago.
Yeah.
I think it does. I mean, and they do, believe it or not, the liquid oxygen is an actual thing. I don't know if it was made by the time that movie came out, but it's an actual thing.
Well, there you go. Alright, so I see all that health down there. No.
Ooh, green for heals.
Stop it. Stop it. Shut up.
What do you think an Andy Warhol video game would be like?
Oh, man. I mean, probably everyone would love it except for me, because that's what seems to happen in real life.
Yeah. Now the pickle.
I remember just the greatest disappointment that I've had in the art world is learning that Salvador Dali, a person that I've really, really enjoyed looking at their work, like in real life as well as online,
And there it
is
right where
like
you led me.
the biggest proponent and who
Raise the prism
like tried to
thing
push
something
Andy
to it.
Warhol into art.
I need to get this prism to Marshall before it's too
Oh,
late.
so that's his
Raise.
protege?
Then Dylan.
It's like kinda. I think well, the way it was described to me is that there were times where Andy Warhol was like, "Oh no, I don't think this stuff's good enough," and he was just like, "Oh no, you have to,"
Hey,
and
I
kind of
mean,
pushed him.
if you can sell a can of soup for what would it go for last, like $3 million?
I don't know.
What?
Yeah, I mean, look, the guy is popular. I will grant him, and people like him, and he's a talented artist. I just don't care for it.
He was quite interesting. It's widely believed that he was a high functioning autistic, which that's neither here nor there, but that would explain a lot of his behaviors. He was obsessed with I can't remember her name, unfortunately. She passed from cancer, I believe it was. But he was obsessed with a transgender actress of the time, and that was his, as he called her, his muse.
All right.
Yeah, he was a very, like, if you ever do any reading about him, he was an interesting person. Like if you were to if you were to use the word eccentric, you would be well spot on in his, how he behaved. But no, I'm with you on his art. It's just kind of, like it,
Yeah.
art and beauty, and it's all subjective. And I will never. I'm not going to say someone is objectively wrong for enjoying something, but I just, I can't do it.
Yeah, it's not for me.
I like that one guy that was giving himself like paint enemas and defecating on a canvas.
This is a very fluid-focused episode already.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe we've overshared and should just watch the game. Let's just sit in silence.
Go with the flow, you might say.
Nope, not gonna say. Maybe stand against the flow. Maybe gatekeep a little bit.
Clench that sphincter, one might also say. Alright, I'll stop.
It's a shame we peaked and then broke up in just so short a time. Gosh dang, spawning enemies.
Do you think those ghosts have to poop?
I thought that's what ectoplasm was.
Slimer. I guess Slimer had to go sometime.
I like that he was referred to as the ghost of John Belushi.
Oh, wasn't it you that told me that story that like someone walked in last minute and said make him look like John Belushi?
Oh no, apparently that's what they called him, was he was the ghost of the gluttony of John Belushi.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that was Harold Ramis or one of the other guys.
It might have been somewhere else. Someone was telling the story about, because Belushi was supposed to be in Ghost. Oh yeah. So I was having this discussion the other day. Belushi was supposed to be in Ghostbusters, but he was. I think he was supposed to be originally Bill Murray's part, but anyway, he had passed away before they had started filming, and the guy that was tasked with creating Slimer got some last-minute notes, said, hey, make this look like John Belushi. And he had already had it finished. So what he did is he presented that to him, and they're like, yeah, that's John Belushi.
That's perfect. So, something interesting about this giant area we're in is there's no real rules to it. Like, you're not following a level. This is the same kind of area that we were running around earlier on the ground. And so you can just, if you want, make your way down, walking fast, faces past.
Whatever the rest of that Michelle Branch song is.
And I'm homebound.
Don't want to get copyright.
Yeah, we're at a real risk, us two professional singers. You didn't know this, but in my off hours, I'm actually Charlotte Church. Does anybody remember her? Probably not.
Well, I mean, because it totally got me dates in the past. Being a trained operatic singer myself, I do know of her. Yep. Me and Pavarotti go way back.
Yeah. All those times you visited iTally. And you can see the little area where we fought around before. Just no loading screen, just a giant open air nuclear coliseum.
Nice. I will say, this was years ago and we all watched it. What was it? The Watchmen movie?
The Zack Snyder movie? Yeah.
Yeah, and Warshock, he was telling this story, and it was about Pagliacci. Yeah. And it was like, I was, just for that one joke, like, it was like, hey, they made that joke for me. Because that's not like
the Captain America.
What's that?
I was going to say, it's the Captain America thing where you're like, hey, I understood that reference.
Yep, pretty much.
Any word on survivors?
We've located numerous safe rooms with survivors inside. We're waiting on HRAs before we open them. Once we can safely bring them out, the survivors will be escorted here straight away.
Wonderful. Keep me updated.
So the military people have moved into Central here.
Had to take a detour into the quarry.
Pilot to
but I
Bombardier.
found plenty. Here.
I love that jacket so much.
It looks warm.
We will start HRA production immediately.
With the collared shirt underneath it,
I promised I'd tell
man.
you about Dylan once you help us.
Swag.
This is it. She knows. 17 years I've waited.
Your brother is here. He was once known as Prime Candidate 6, codenamed P6. We brought him here after the ordinary event. He was groomed to be the future director. He had talents far beyond any other candidate in the program.
So we just went with the silver medal.
Of course he did. We found you together. We share a bond. Are you with him now? So you kidnapped him.
We took him in. Your parents
By
vanished
force,
along with every
without
other
anyone's
adult in
permission.
the
I mean,
area.
call it what you want. You know, tomato,
Eventually,
tomato.
His power changed him. There were casualties. He wasn't fit to be the director.
Did you know about this? Is this why you didn't bring me here sooner? Were you keeping me away? Where is Dylan?
He's kept in the containment sector, in the Panopticon.
Hell yeah, we get a Panopticon in a modern
I
game.
thought we were the same. What if we are? I'm going. Now.
I expected as much. I need to go.
Ellipses.
Something I cannot let the Hiss find. It shouldn't take long, but you must watch the Bureau while I'm gone. And remember, Dylan is dangerous. Do not let.
It's not a very threatening name, I know.
How do I make
Yeah.
her stop calling me that? I'm not here for them.
Ooh.
Nothing simple here. These people took my brother, but they've accepted me without question. Are they my enemies or my friends?
Or are they like
Jesse Faden
frenemies?
lives a rich.
I need to know.
She leads a rich inner life.
I wish you could
You
tell
know-
me what you
Now
know
that's a
and explain
Panopticon.
things.
Oh my. Oh my.
Stay with me, okay? I could use a friend right now.
Vice. Or Hiss, maybe.
Hey, look, our brother. He's a real person. He has a model.
Well, neat.
Ah, well. I'm sure that'll never happen. Well, I thought instead of progressing the story, maybe do a nice little side mission here. Maybe
Nice.
have a little humor. Yeah. As you level up your abilities, you basically unlock the ability to get more stuff to attach to you.
Oh.
Still no costumes. Still no pretty dress up. Damn it.
Oh man, they should really have like an alternate costume where she's in like a dress and heels, and then for the rest of the game she's complaining about wearing heels.
I mean, that would be pretty great. I'm not gonna lie.
I like that some forms of the gun look like a Derringer.
That's the shatter or shotgun version.
Facilities here to analyze something as complex as this.
I have a pathological need to make little red triangles go away.
So wildly.
Boy,
The connection.
she has not moved an inch.
That seat is just, there's a hole in the middle of it now.
I could barely sit in one spot for more than 5 minutes.
I pace a lot at work whenever things get intense.
Jesse, when you were down in research, did you run into a Dr. Rhea Underhill?
Well, nice to see you too.
I didn't. Who is she?
She is a colleague of mine, a researcher studying a kind of extra-dimensional mold growing below research.
Well, I don't like the sound of that.
No one does. Look, I haven't heard from Rhea since the Hiss arrived.
Sounds like
Would
Dane
you mind having a
Cook.
look around for her next time you're in research?
Of course.
Thanks, Jesse.
Is that your
Now,
Dane
what's
Cook
on your
impression?
mind?
I just know that's a noise that he makes a lot.
Oh, okay.
I visited the quarry.
That's all I got.
What's the plan for all that black rock?
Fair enough.
And then he tells a
I've
joke
used
about
BlackRock almost
flicking a
exclusively
cashew
for
off his
containment
penis.
purposes. See, I say branch out.
What?
Instead of
Yeah,
boxes,
that's one of his
helmets.
jokes.
Instead of blast shields, knives.
Knives?
Yes, knives. So many.
And as
combat
funny as I
applications.
told it, that's about as
Slicing,
funny as it sounds
stabbing,
coming from him.
gouging. Sorry. I've been trying to get Darling to explore combat applications for years. I got a little excited.
Wow.
Oh,
I did not expect that from her.
emotion.
Yeah, it's weird.
This place is looking good. Arish is making real progress around here.
Right? This place is a fortress. And with him taking care of operations here, I can spend more time analyzing the Hiss.
I
think it's
could,
tempting to
but
isolate and
I'd
neutralize
just stay
the
here
Hiss
and look at my
resonance with blood
clipboard.
samples. But no
Yeah.
luck so far.
It's a
So you can't.
it's a highly advanced analyzation tool.
Not yet. But
Well, use a
perhaps
pencil.
reversing it is too simple. See, if Hiss resonance can rewrite human genetics, then perhaps it's a question of rewriting the Hiss resonance. In theory, that could pave the way for custom human genetic alteration.
Yep, sure.
Could you not stretch your face at me so much?
Is used around here.
And back to stone.
How is HRA
I like.
production?
I understand that you have to eat that entire
Very
gazelle,
unexpected. We've
but
already made
you
enough
know,
to get
maybe
people
just
out of a
unhinge
couple
your
safe
jaw when
rooms.
I'm not
And
around.
they're here, alive, thanks to you. And we never would have lasted this long if you hadn't walked in those doors.
You deserve thanks too, of course.
You're welcome.
We got this place up and running together, Emily. I should be going.
For
Enjoy
a
your
weird kind of psychological
Oh, I
game,
will.
there's just so much story and talking and chatting in this.
Yeah.
It's like you could see they could have very easily made a Twin Peaks game.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm sort of pulling myself out of the narrative that the game is trying to create a lot, but just like every time she has a conversation with somebody and she kind of has her internal monologue / she's speaking to her entity buddy, that involves her just staring blankly for a couple of minutes at the person that just posed a question.
Yeah, and I mean, I guess it doesn't actually say time, how much is passing during an inner monologue. And I mean, who knows? Who knows how that's perceived by others?
We should be out there. Those things are killing our buddies while we
Wet floor. Ah, you should be able to slip.
Yeah, it's a missed opportunity. Pope's promotion. We learn a little bit about Emily Pope, and that she's just a very hard worker and does not like other people.
Mm-hmm. A bit of a recluse.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. Are we able to finally go into the sticky tab room?
Now this seems like an art project. Oh man.
I think I've...
Great idea for a puzzle. It's a flip book and you got to put it all back together in the correct order.
Jay Bozer, Vice Chief of Staff, only one to escape this weird, horrific incident.
Oh, and there's your portrait.
Yeah.
Ah, and some potentially expensive hooch.
Yeah. I am not a heavy booze person, so I could not name expensive booze off the top of my head.
I can't drink.
Not since that one time.
Sounds like the new director is handling things as well as she can.
I think
I think this is...
I think Cristal is expensive.
Yeah, I certainly think it was. I just don't remember. I know whichever one that James Bond drank, they were selling bottles for like $9,000 after Casino Royale.
Oh, I only know that he drinks martini, shaken, not stirred.
So that was Connery.
Sure.
Roger Moore's Bond drank straight bourbon, I believe.
Mm.
And he also smoked cigars, which was weird.
You tired, buddy?
All the other weird stuff like going to space.
Oh, my back.
Oh yeah, man, I know that pain. Just, I like looking at how this place has changed throughout the game so far.
Sense. The pattern shifts.
I mean, it's kind of neat when you really think about it. All of these checkpoints are kind of set up like a war front.
Mm-hmm.
But you're the only one going in.
Yeah, I mean, although we do run into people going and doing things. But it's mostly like we come across firefights as they're happening and try and save people. Or when we came across the security team held up in one of the labs,
Mm-hmm.
But I thought maybe we can go see if our good buddy the janitor has any work for us.
Hands you a plunger and says, "It's the clog again."
God damn that clog.
Yeah, like last episode, she was like weight shaming it.
Yeah, yeah. One of those unfortunate things that's still acceptable in today's society.
Kiss, kiss.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Have some of that. Oh, you threw his buddy
Hit
at
you
him.
with your own pimp. I would stay and fight, but I kind of got a thing to do.
Containment sector has blown to pieces.
I'm sorry, what? He has just mopped that one section to a mirror sheen.
Yeah, it used to be very rough.
They are very good listeners. You can tell them anything. Or you can sing to them. They like that.
Well,
They prefer.
there you go.
They prefer 90s hip hop. Did you say Santa?
Satana, the noise.
Oh, okay.
He's talking about the hiss. For some reason, Ati is just immune to the hiss. But he has tasked us with taking care of the plants and going and talking to them.
You got like a little water bottle that you spritz them with.
Yeah. See you guys. Skipping that combat section. Gotta go to Central Research. So, well, it's not those plants.
Oh, so you have to figure out which plants that is. Oh, the big trees, perhaps?
Well, you know, I tried to get through as much of this game on memory as possible. And sometimes it failed me. Like, remembering that this elevator does not take you to where you want to go. Takes us to that cool statue that reminds me of the cell.
Ah.
Wait a second. Yep, just up there is the brain that's like sliced into a bunch of slices. Back down.
Whoop. Or
Little
close.
jiggle to let you know it loaded.
Yeah. Well, it's a very drafty elevator.
Yeah. I've been in some of those. Right. Nope, still not those plants. Come on, director, get it together.
Alley-oop. Wee.
Are you a plant? Can I talk to you?
Just walk up to it.
Excuse me.
So, what's your take on all this? Crazy, right?
What's your sign?
Talk
Just-
to the plants.
Ah, okay. We gotta.
Small talk was never really my strong suit. At least they can't talk back.
Okay. Perhaps the large redwood that's growing in the middle of this research facility? No. Okay.
I mean, oh wait, was that one of those things where she'll just start saying stuff to remind you of what your mission is, if you're just walking around aimlessly?
Not really. Usually, if you they have a couple of voice lines queued for when you enter the area with the mission, when you do certain things and stuff like that. But there's not a lot of hand holding, I would say. Wait.
I hope your day has been productive, little plant. That really works, huh?
I'll be right back. I gotta go to my garden real quick.
Well, now I have to find all these plants and talk to them.
I mean,
I hope those nasty hiss haven't been bothering you too much.
Coochie coo.
Good old Jesse Faden. Just lean into things. Like, sure, I'm talking to plants now. Here we go.
I wish my
So guys,
words were as
I've got
big
this
as
idea to
yours.
solve world hunger. You're gonna think it's crazy.
Is there a plant in here? I don't talk to most of the people in this game, but if there's a plant, I'm gonna talk to it. Oh, I don't want to go through the mold. I'll go around.
She goes up to the plant and she says, "So, done any traveling lately?" And then it gets sad.
Oh, damn it. Why did you say it's so stupid? Wonder what the hiss think. Like, really, we can't take over this one's mind? She's talking to plants. Bob, you see this lady? Bob the hiss.
Do you have a family? I have a brother. I miss him a lot.
Big plant comes back. I didn't ask for your life story.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, we know, lady. You've not stopped talking about him ever since you got here. I'm sure glad that the hiss kind of like noises don't count as talking to plants. I have to come do this. Did a plant make it to shelter? No, damn.
Well, I guess we know where this place's priorities lie.
Yeah.
I just like to. I hope you open up one of those little shelters and like just somebody's in there. Oh, thank God! I've been trapped in here for 7 days.
Director, but what does that mean? I have no experience in leadership roles. I have no on-the-job training.
Yep.
Well, she's
Certainly.
she's starting to unpack on these plants.
That's what I'm saying. They're good listeners, plants. Nope, Jesse, too far. Turn back. It's a different level.
Make this room pastel.
Just a nice light blue. Now, all said and done, I kind of enjoy this level as a little bit of a breather and a break to some little bit of levity.
Well, I mean, I always like it when games do that. I mean, I don't know if it was the most popular one in the series or not. Someone's favorite Final Fantasy I think is always going to be the first one that they played. And for me, that was 7. And
Yeah, that's right.
going through that whole game, probably my...
Oh, no!
Oh. It's the gross ball sack flappy bastard. But,
Yeah. Oh, God damn it.
Did your... Oh, it looked like your head exploded.
I died talking to the plants.
Well, you know, that's a good way to go. But, no, like, some of the best parts, or some of my favorite parts of Final Fantasy all took place at the Golden Saucer.
Yeah, I can see that. That was a good little bit of level. On an interesting side note, I played Final Fantasy XIV. It's one of probably my all-time favorite MMOs.
Oh yeah, the online.
And my game kind of stopped when I reached the Gold Saucer because it's like, hey, do you like Triple Triad? I was like, oh yeah, that card game that I played nonstop in Final Fantasy VIII. And they're like, yeah. What about also if we had all these other games you could play? And so yeah, there was no progress made past that point.
Also, I mean, you kind of... I don't know. I think there was a guy that you buy like the Silka screens from to get to catch chocobos. Like he gave you vague hints on chocobo breeding, but I don't think it was ever implicitly told how to get a golden chocobo. I think, or at least I had to get a walkthrough for it. But like getting a gold chocobo and just going to the races and like not even having to hit the sprint button.
It's just that good.
I have not played part 2 of the remake. I think I remember seeing like, I think there were bits and pieces of it that showed the golden saucer.
Yeah, I think so. I've not made it that far. I played quite a bit. Or I played and beat the first remake. And then I played as much as I could of the second one. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't care for it.
Well, I mean, they went in a different direction with it with, spoilers, plug your ears, with Zach being alive.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't talk to that plant yet. There's enemies alive. Yeah, and I don't think it's bad or anything. I just think that, you know, I was kind of, it wasn't what I wanted.
Well, so I had been burnt out for, I don't know why I fought it so hard, but the ATB system, I never really cared for, and 13 completely fucked it. But the like whenever Square released Bravely Default, I was so thrilled to have a turn-based RPG again.
That's fair. I would say if you're looking for a really good one, check out Metaphor Refantasio.
Never heard of it.
It's the new one by, as the time of this recording, it's new, but by the people who made Persona 5. All of this to talk to plants. All these people have to spawn in on the last plant.
That's the one that holds secrets.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna have to talk real hard to that plant.
Adi comes out and talks to that one personally. I know we mentioned it earlier, but if you notice sometimes, if the game can't detect a thing to throw at a person, it is actually just like pulling chunks out of the floor. So, is there somebody still left? Yep, okay.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was one of those games that when all the enemies are defeated, like, she immediately drops the combat stance.
Yeah. Remember when this was a boss that killed me several times? There, go hunt my enemies.
Yep, it does.
There you go.
Your chlorophyll really brings out the green in your leaves.
Scientifically accurate?
But I kind of wish there were more. They're good listeners.
Oh, honey,
Clackerball.
you need help.
Yeah, I think, you know, seeing a psychiatrist might help. There's got to be one here somewhere in this underground science building.
I mean, you never see daylight. You're gonna need help.
I was going to say, I know we were briefly talking about horror games off the mic. I think you definitely should check out a little indie horror game called Mouthwash.
Ooh. I don't know why. I had... That made me cringe. I don't know why. I guess because...
The name?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, there you go. I think it... Probably the game will make you cringe at some places, too, so... But I think it's very good.
Oh. I tell you, I had that same reaction with that one band that was briefly popular back in high school named Saliva. It's just icky.
Did you, every time you heard it, did you think...
No, it was like, because they said in an interview, there's like, so why name the band Saliva? He said, and he said because spitting is sexy or something.
Well, that's certainly a take. I don't know if I agree with it, but... I don't know. I guess it can be sexy. Maybe it's a philosophical debate. Maybe that's what they wanted to get started.
And then they did that Ultimate Spider-Man theme. With Nickelback.
Was it Nickelback or Creed?
It was Nickelback.
I'm gonna be honest, my knowledge of that time is very limited.
It was all like a
But
haze,
I will say, yeah, as we do a little weapon upgrading here, I think that is probably going to do it for us this time on I've Got Next. I'd like to thank my co-host here, Smeef Erickson, for joining me.
Hey, always a pleasure. I had fun.
And if you like what we do or want to make any suggestions or comments, feel free to write below. That always helps out a lot. And please like and subscribe our videos. And I think we'll see you next time on I've Got Next.
We'll see ya.